All right, we are live. Welcome to the Spinnin Backfist MMA show for Thursday, May 29th, post-Memorial Day weekend edition and pre-Blanchfield versus Barber edition. We've got the UFC back this weekend. We've got some fight news to talk about, fight announcements, some signings. I don't know where we want to start. Do we want to start at the biggest fight news, the Team Minahan brawl on the court?
Is it would have left by Justin Trudell?
He came in like an absolute killer. There was a good headlock thrown in there. It was like a reverse guillotine at one point. just crazy. The ref putting on the shirt and leaving was hysterical.
And he took the ball too, right?
The ref took the ball.
I think he gave it back.
Oh, did he?
I may have been trolled there.
No, but I seriously, I don't know where to start today. Do we start with
John Jones, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we could. It's
Well, Tom Aspinall had the announcement. Anyone who thought that was a fight announcement is an idiot.
Yeah.
But then that was also a little weird. And then John Jones continues to kind of like play footsie essentially with Tom Aspinall, and then also the retirement. We talked about his I wouldn't say I'm retired quote, but
I don't think we've talked about the petition on the show yet.
The petition's at 100. I would assume like 130, 140 now, because last night I was at 115. Our new social media guy, MMA Thanos, had a great tweet, which was Dana. It was like a photo of Dana being like, he looks kind of like,
oh yeah, yeah.
And it was just like, I don't care if it's 100 million. He's not getting
no.
Dana does not care.
It's up to 146,951 right now.
And then there was one, but the sad thing
on change.org too. What a funny website, like change.org. Like, we want change. Like, this is the change that we're fighting for here.
So I wonder when Dana will get asked about this, because he could potentially do something this after Saturday's card, but I would assume not. We haven't really seen him.
I know.
People have kind of,
after a week off, maybe he will be at Saturday's card.
Possibly. He kind of doesn't go to these shit.
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like the good chance the first time we hear from him will be for the newer card.
Yeah, you're probably right. It'll maybe like a pre-fight press conference for that one too. I'd imagine they're doing something like that.
Yeah, they'll have a presser.
He'll probably get asked about it there, if I had to guess. I wouldn't be shocked if his answer is exactly what our new guy tweeted from the Spinnin Backfist account there.
Oh no, he's gonna, the notion that Dana White's gonna like bend the knee to 150,000 signatures is laughable.
He might make him the permanent champion after that.
I was gonna say, if anything, he'll like
people
switch
off.
Yeah. I'm still partly convinced like Ariel will like drop news and he'll legitimately like switch the plan.
So
I'm not fully convinced that he'll like do shit like that. Like, I remember that, what was it, like San Diego one or like Boston? I'm convinced that it like got leaked and he was like, "No, we got to switch that up."
I think they flipped. Yeah, it was the
like we just I'll spitefully make sure he's wrong. Like, I think Dana could not care less about signatures.
Yeah. We talked about it though when right before Memorial Day we talked about Ariel saying, "Hey, John got offered what he wanted," and then he ended up saying, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
Like, he put out this outlandish number, and UFC was like, "All right, we'll do that." And then he was like, "Actually, no, I don't want."
They called John's bluff.
Yeah,
because he knows it's not. I don't even think it's that he's like just like, oh, like I'm scared of Tom Aspinall. It's that he genuinely in his mind thinks he could lose. Yeah. I think he really sits there and is like, this is a guy who isn't like a household name. It's not a superstar who could just take my O. And I know he has the loss from the DQ, whatever, but everyone knows it doesn't really count. Like, he's like someone could really take his like unblemished record, and it'd be tough for him because like your lasting legacy, the last time the fans see you like taking a loss, and like if he does lose to Tom, it's probably because he got knocked out. Highly likely if he takes an L because he got knocked out. So I think he takes all that into account and is like, I don't know if that's worth risking it.
Yeah.
But he's playing games at the same time because I think there will still, I guess what I want to ask you guys is, what do you think say he just doesn't fight him, he just retires. Like, what level of like, I don't want to say blemish, but like sort of like what knack does that put on like his just his overall like legacy? And
it'll be his last, I don't want to say lasting legacy, but it will be our last memory of him.
It'll always be brought up, I think. When you talk about John Jones as the greatest of all time, I don't think the conversation could be had without someone being like, and imagine if he fought Tom Aspinall. What would have happened?
At least Mayweather, we have that
Exactly,
he did
yeah.
fight Pacquiao.
And
Now, it was
people still
later.
say, people still will go, but what if he fought Pacquiao in his prime?
And Pacquiao, what if Pacquiao didn't have the shoulder
Yeah.
injury? Now, John is straight up just not. Also, John putting out an outlandish number in the UFC saying yes is obviously that's a report from Helwani. But I mean,
I'm
I
inclined
do
to
trust
believe
him.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
inclined to believe it. And if that is true, that's bitch made.
Bitch made
But-
stuff.
but
That's
he
not what
doesn't
you want
care,
from the
though.
GOAT, too. It's like, I'm not arguing that he's the GOAT. He is. I get that. But you don't want your GOAT to act like he's not the GOAT. You want your GOAT to be like Michael Jordan when they're like, yeah, like the most competitive, insane spirit where you're like, yeah, I'll fucking take anyone anytime.
So let's.
And especially that Tom Aspinall, like, that's it. Like, it's not like you beat Tom Aspinall and there's going to be like someone else we really want to see you fight. Like, the Francis thing is long gone. So, like, if you beat Tom, like, you go off in the sunset, no one's going to say it. Like, no one's going to be like, oh, like, you didn't fight, like, who, like, I don't even know. Like, there's no one else even close.
Yeah.
There's no one close. Like, it's Aspinall or nothing.
What I was thinking about was, all right, so we have 316 next week.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Then 317 is obviously all booked. 318 pretty much booked. 319 will be, is that Guadalajara?
That's Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
That's booked. 320 is Guadalajara.
Yeah.
So
Rumored to be maybe moving now.
yeah, so I guess maybe it could be on. I was just trying to think, where could it land? I guess 321, which is that New York? Or is that the October one?
22.
October, which might be back to Fight
Maybe
Island?
22, I think.
That will be Abu
Because
Dhabi.
they've been doing Abu Dhabi in October.
Yeah, and that's usually, that's how it. So then 322
Yeah.
would be the next real possibility, and then 323. If it's not on either of those, then it's not happening. I
Yeah.
feel as if. I mean,
yeah.
I guess it could be the next year, but those are the two.
But even Tom to sit on the shelf that long again.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Because he can't fight again for the interim. Like, if he fights again, it has to be undisputed. He can't defend the interim twice.
No.
He literally would have more interim title defenses than John has defenses.
He currently
He
has
currently-
more
he
interim
has the-
title
they have the
defenses
same
than
amount.
anyone.
They have the same amount of
Yeah.
title defenses. It's insane.
And it's not like usually interim's used if there's a big injury, or this is just John being John.
Him riding ATVs and drinking out of coconuts and
And then doing they had the new Dagestani
messing with
photo,
Hezbollah.
the new
Yeah.
Dagestani pool photo instead
Yeah,
of the hot
yeah.
tub. He was just and he was having the time of his life.
It's-
It reminded me of when Matt Frivola talked about the John Jones story he told us.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He would get bricked up to wrestle.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Let's tell everyone about one of our sponsors before we go any further, and that is, of course, one of our favorites, DraftKings.
Yes.
Fight night isn't just for the fighters. Step into the action with DraftKings Sportsbook in your corner as the official sports betting partner of the UFC. DraftKings is bringing the action to your fingertips. Every strike, takedown, knockout, it all hits different when you've got skin in the game. If you're new to betting, no problem. Start simple. Pick a fighter to win. Place your bet, and you're in. Even better, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet hits. It's the easiest way to score big on fight night. If you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code Backfist, that's code Backfist for the new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5 only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. I think our commercial should be out soon.
Yes, we shot
Talked
the
to Steve
commercial.
about it the other day.
Not
and
gonna lie, I
he's like,
totally forgot we did that.
yeah, he said it should be coming soon.
We were naturals.
Yeah.
It was
So?
almost like they were having us do extra shots just in case because the first shots were so good.
Yeah. And when we say commercial, it ain't gonna be on TV. At least I
Hey,
don't think.
imagine it's like ESPN Plus. You know how it's the same 4 commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like maybe we get thrown in there.
We're
Then,
one of the
then
4.
UFC fans will really hate us.
Yeah.
Hey, we would become the face
the
of
faces
the
of
most
MMA.
hated.
Yeah. If it's just constantly us
Oh
all
my
night,
God.
that'd be
It's like
so
you just
funny.
had the worst beat ever with the split decision, and then Jack Mack.
Just
is-
us again.
Well, I don't want to spoil the commercial, but it's Jack Mack, Robbie, and Big Ab.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But
I think the
DraftKings,
Spinnin' Backfist fans will like it.
DraftKings, MLB, UFC, French Open right now.
Yeah. Code
PFL.
Backfist, such a good offer.
Yeah, yeah.
$5, you
Bet
get
the Knicks
300 of
tonight.
bonus bets.
The Knicks, it's huge.
That's
night.
right.
Bing bong, Rob.
Yep, I'm betting the Knicks
Bing
tonight.
Bob,
I already said it's going to be a 6-unit night on the Knicks for me.
let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right, what else do we want to get into? Is your commercial better than the Duncan one, Dave, and the foreplay guys did?
It's our first one, so it's hard.
I don't know. Yeah, we also haven't
gotta
seen
see
it
the
yet.
finished product.
Yeah, we
We
got to
don't
see the
know.
finished product. It felt good in
It
the
felt
moment.
really
You know,
good.
we were like, oh, we nailed that. Did you guys see I thought this was funny to bring up. Nate Diaz said on someone's podcast that he was supposed to be the Conor McGregor role in Roadhouse. He got it offered before Conor, and he was like, all right, who's going to play the Patrick Swayze role? And they were like, Jake Gyllenhaal. And he said, I ain't losing a Brokeback Mountain. And he fucking pulled out of the movie.
The second you said that, I knew that's what you were gonna say.
I just don't know.
The second you said when he like who's the other guy, I was like, he definitely didn't do it because Brokeback Mountain.
I just don't know if I can believe like is Nate fucking around when he says that, or do you think they really like went to Nate Diaz before Conor McGregor and wanted him to be in the movie?
No
I mean,
shot.
It's tough because I don't
Right,
think so. McGregor just for the role. McGregor makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because even the way he's like he's more like muscled up than Nate Diaz is.
Yeah.
And just like the general that like villain, like kind of like he fits that like. With
And also like
everything like
with all due respect, Nate Diaz is sometimes hard to understand. Listen, Conor has like a thick Irish accent. I get that, but he's still like easier to understand than Nate Diaz most of the time.
No, he fits the role.
Yeah.
Kind of like everything about him as like a human fits the role better.
Apparently, they're making a second one. I don't know if Conor will be back.
Connor, well, speaking of Connor today, Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What's going on with that?
January
26th, January 26th.
Yeah,
it is a Saturday.
Yeah,
You
he
think
went
he's
on
kidding?
Threads. I think he's got to be kidding, right?
I want to pull him to the side. He's a like one of the nicest guys we've met. He'd be like, "Yo, you know this.
Like, are you working us?
Yeah.
Like, are we getting worked by
But
you?
He's such a guy that he doesn't seem like a work. Like everything's so serious to him.
Yeah. Although he is always able to like craft a good promo. Maybe he's able to just like craft a good like
I don't blame him.
filled tweet.
The
thread.
expected value that's sometimes used in sports betting of it happening, it's worth the push. Like even if because if you get it, you're like Michael Chandler, I think, set for life. But especially considering he can do
he
a lot of
definitely
things
is.
after fighting, but he's in a great spot. But if you get the Conor fight, you're in generational wealth. More like,
and also Chandler's in a different spot now than he was when he first started pushing for the Conor fight. Where like when he first started pushing for it, it was like, oh my God, he'll beat Conor and get a title shot. And
fight plan.
Yeah, like he had the 3-fight plan and everything. Conor had he said he was going to fight 8 times in the year, I think.
That was unbelievable. One of the greatest girls ever.
Yeah, it was that.
Shout out Ben, the Bane Davis. He's created one of the biggest viral memes.
Glenn Poirier.
People actually believe it.
Yeah,
Like on
I know.
Reddit, like on like knockout, like r/
It's
like
so good.
knockouts. He just there's this random video
It was a great video, to be honest.
of a guy in like a jewelry store. Maybe it was a restaurant.
I thought it was like a grocery store.
I think,
or
yeah,
some
it was
type
like-
of like
And there's
Yeah.
a fight, and the guy just is
gas
very
station.
clearly trained.
Yeah.
He,
or
like,
boxing
ducks
fighter.
under a
And
shot,
that-
throws one.
and
Yeah.
he knocks him out. And Ben the Bane Davis goes, Glenn Poirier, the cousin of Dustin Poirier,
Yeah.
got into a fight and showed off his boxing skills. And people, because I think Ben, I mean, is a really respectable guy, but also he jokes around. People in the MMA community do realize that. But other people see it's like, oh, this must be real.
Yeah.
And it's all over Reddit. It's all over Twitter. It's
Did
all
you
over
see the long hair
Instagram.
picture?
The long hair picture. He kind of looks like Kyler Phillips.
Yeah. he
Yeah.
does.
I could see that.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
but shout out Ben the Bane Davis, one of the
Very
bigger
funny
memes
troll.
of
Yeah.
the past few years. And then
I saw you just scrolled past it. It's like not worth like talking about as like a news story, but I thought it was kind of cool that they're putting UFC debut patches on, on the shorts, and they'll put them in cards. They're doing that in WWE now too. It makes sense. Obviously, Fanatics is like, and Tops or whoever's behind it. They're just trying to make money, but I think it's kind of cool.
The fighter pay people hate it. I've saw people like just another way for the UFC to make money without like the fighters getting any
You'll
cut
get
of it.
that, but it's like, I don't know, like that's like, there's part of me that's like,
Well, because don't they get
it's
the
going to
well,
create like
'cause they're-
the ultimate rookie card.
Well, but it's because I think it's more they say because it's on their shorts
Yeah.
and they get to keep the shorts and you could like sell. Obviously, you could like sell your gloves, whatever.
True.
So putting the debut, they're basically saying like, "Yep, we'll take those." Like,
Although it's probably it's not gonna be sewed on, is it?
I thought it would be sewed on.
Because in WWE, I think they're just putting them on like random. Because like maybe it is sewed on, but they'll be able to cut it off. Because in WWE, the gear they have, obviously they can't get like new gear every night. It's like so meticulously made. I know they're just taking those off.
Maybe
it will be interesting. I mean, if you compare it to the NFL and all like the rookie patches there, they do have the NFLPA agreement, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's like the players do get kind of a portion. I don't know their exact cut, but that's all the NFLPA stuff.
Jesse Adams in the chat says they said it would be so, Don.
All right, interesting.
Well, I know in the NFL you can keep your jersey and stuff, or like say you want to do a jersey swap,
Yeah.
you have to pay for it,
Mm.
You have to pay to do a jersey swap?
or
You
like
have to pay to
keep
your
keep your jersey.
Oh, I see.
I know because we have a guy, Drew Crispin, who was like a former Ohio State punter for the Bengals and a few other teams a little bit, and he's done like kind of actually really cool. Like if you're into like the nitty gritty of like the business side of it, he did like a kind of a very deep dive of the way like game checks and all these things, and he went through like jerseys, for example, like a jersey swap. I want to say it's like either $600 or $700, maybe something like that, $700.
Wow.
That if you want to, you can keep your jersey essentially.
Yeah.
But you have to they'll take that out of your paycheck.
So this is completely off topic MMA wise.
I just knew just relating like
If
sport in
you
terms of.
say you don't pay that 1 week, are you wearing the same exact jersey?
No.
Week?
I'm sure they're making a new one.
Yeah.
I would assume
Like obviously if it
equipment
wasn't
guys, if they don't
out.
get it back, they just mark it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get this back, and then it's kind of like it sets off. That's such a fascinating thing. And
Maybe
I
something to be
remember
like
there was
1,000
a
or
viral
something.
Video of what's his name? He ended up cheating on his wife at Tiana Rollabard at UFC New Jersey. At least it was rumored. Man,
Oh, it brought it back to
what's
UFC.
his name?
New
I
Jersey.
forgot about it.
Who is this?
He was like a backup on the Bengals. Tiana Rollabard is like he had an influencer girlfriend.
Oh, my girlfriend like loves Cody Ford.
Cody Ford
Girlfriend loves the female influencer.
Yes.
Like huge fan. Cody Ford's like not a menace in my house.
Yeah, menace in the
Big-
household.
Big doom.
Big doom. Yeah,
These
big
two? These
yes,
two?
they broke up. But before they did, one of her viral videos was when he came home with his helmet and like his pads and jerseys. She was like, "Oh, that's nice that they let you keep it." And he was like, "No, I had to pay." And then she was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he went through all of it, and it was kind of like what Eb said.
Yeah.
Like the helmet, the pads, the jerseys, all of it. It was very fascinating. And I don't know what the deal is with UFC, but that is it's probably all in their contract.
Yeah. And UFC also is like everything's so bloody, they're probably like, yeah, keep it. Like we don't want it.
Tim Elliott against Kai Asakura, UFC 319 in Chicago. That should be good.
Yeah.
What a wild for him, like getting a title shot just into Tim Elliott. No disrespect to Tim Elliott, just like on the back end of his career.
Maybe they're trying to get him like a W.
See if he gets a win. Yeah, like see basically Tim Elliott will like earn you a spot in the top 15.
Yeah.
Like we threw you straight in the title shot. Clearly you were just totally outmatched.
Bellotto, obviously the herpes merchant that got like
Oh my
booked
god,
on
the
UFC
herpes merchant.
Atlanta, and then Cody Garbrandt against Ione Barcelos. That should be pretty good. It's always good to see Cody. I mean, he's such a big name.
No,
He's got the dreads now too.
Yeah.
Dreads Cody.
The Atlanta's not a bad fight night card.
Mm-mm.
Some good fights.
You know
on
who
it.
hasn't gotten a fight on it yet? Is
Wellmaker. I think they'll give him one. I
Yeah.
would think. I feel like it just
It's
makes
soon,
so much
bro.
sense.
It's like 3 weeks.
It's July 4th. It's July 14th. It's got a little time.
I thought it was June 14th.
No, July 14th.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure July. I could have swore July.
I think
14th.
it's
No, it's June.
it's
14th.
June?
Is it June 14th?
Yes, 100. I swear to God.
I thought it was July 14th.
Oh shit, yeah.
So June 14th. Right now, Namajunas Mavericks
I
co-main.
thought so too, man.
But then
That's crazy.
Shabazian against Petrosky should be a banger. C against Menifield's pretty good. Chiesa's fighting against McGee. That's kind of the unction. Cody Brundage against Malik. I forget his last name, but his first name.
That's Abdul Malik. Sir.
That should be a really interesting. That's a good step up fight.
Yeah,
for
so he
Malik.
is not getting a fight probably. I mean, if he's not announced now, he's probably
Cody
not getting
Durden
one.
against Jose Ochoa should be a good one. And then Ricky Simone against Charles Jourdain. I feel like if you asked me if Ricky Simone and Charles Jourdain have fought before, I would have said
Yeah.
I don't know why.
They're
That's
definitely
actually
two
kind of
those.
interesting matchmaking too. Like Simone's coming off an incredible win.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jourdain's kind of on like a losing. Did Jourdain win his last fight?
I think he did.
Because he was on kind of a little losing streak. I thought before that,
Right?
or he had lost a couple.
Yeah.
Lost to Gene Silva.
Yeah.
And then he lost. Who's his?
He beat Victor Henry, submitted
Yeah,
him.
that's right.
I also saw today Nate Diaz and Bilal going back and forth. Or someone like quoted Nate Diaz and said like, "Oh yeah, Nate Diaz says like Bilal sucks. I would beat the shit out of him or something." And then Bilal responded, said he's on the same coke that Connor is.
Okay. I mean,
Diaz had there was something, I don't know who, if somebody like Gaethje or someone like talked shit about him. I saw you had some weird not weird comments, but just comments like talking about like, oh, like almost like saying like these young guys have like no respect kind of thing. It was like Gaethje and like someone else who was talking about like specifically that he's like basically like who the fuck are they? Like I forget exactly what the
he is.
was.
It's so funny because like Nate is even before the Connor feud and everything, like part of the old school, like he feels like a real superstar. And no disrespect to like Gaethje. I keep doing the no disrespect thing on the show. But like Nate is obviously he's another level above Gaethje. And I think
stardom
like,
for sure.
His way of like saying that maybe like if Gaethje thinks he's on my level, like he's clearly not. He obviously isn't. No.
Now everyone just
Talking
saying
about
like
maybe
Patty.
Patty,
He
yeah.
keeps being like Patty. But the other people being like he thinks he maybe can just like wait for a title shot, which I think is bullshit.
He's not. I don't
He
think
shouldn't.
he's on that
He shouldn't be able to wait till you don't just beat number 11 on short notice and just get a title
And
shot.
29-28. Fiziev like Gaethje clearly won that fight, but Fiziev won the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He just should clearly like beating a Patty. If he like beat Patty, I'd be like, all right, like you get a title shot after
Yeah.
that. But I think I think it's unfair for him to just keep being like one fight title shot. Like,
Yeah. He's
you gotta
bouncing in and
earn it
out.
a
And it's
little
the
bit,
hardest
yeah.
division too.
Yeah.
earn it a little bit.
I think it's probably would be crazy. I guess they could do it.
It'd be awesome.
When are they going back?
But Patty might not have to wait for one. Like and he's even talking about now, like if Taporia beats Charles, like he could just easily just get it.
Yeah.
In Vegas and at the end of the year in December.
Would be awesome.
I
Oh
could
my
see them
god, it'd be
fucking,
incredible.
I could see them definitely headlining with Patty.
You think they would take it to Europe though? Like that's such a big fight for
you're
Europe.
right. I guess you're right. You're right.
They could do that like anywhere in Europe, really.
No, you're right.
Obviously, I think they do England or Spain would make the most sense, but
And then we were talking about it in the group chat and we talked about it on the last show. It really looks like Guadalajara. Well, I guess if Guadalajara gets moved, it does really look like Yair will get the shot because Evloev is getting his next fight against Pico, which is a great fight, but Evloev, let's be real, probably deserves that title shot. Sorry.
Yeah. I think I've said this once or twice before, like when he even like him not getting one the last time. There's almost a little part of the pettiness I respect from Dana being like, yo, you got to get a finish, bro. You got to finish one guy. You got to get one.
Please
UFC
finish one person before we put you in that
make
spot.
One finish in the UFC, you will get this title shot.
We can't promote our champion as this guy has never finished a fight.
10-0 with 10 decisions in the UFC or whatever. He's 8 decisions. You got to finish one guy. Now, this is a 5-rounder.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's fought a 5-rounder. Maybe
Pico?
No, Evloev.
I don't think he hasn't.
Maybe
in the UFC
one in the UFC. I don't think he has. Because I mean, when would he have ever been a main event?
Yeah, no, he never was. Let's see his.
I think he's only fought 3-rounders.
No, okay, he's fought a 5
prior to the UFC.
Yeah, in Russia. Yeah.
Okay.
M1, and it wasn't the full 5. The fight ended 21 seconds into the 5th round.
Okay, so.
And then I guess he had one fight that went the full 5 in M1, 2017 and 2018.
Shout out everybody in the chat. Please like, subscribe.
Yes, Jesse, Vince, Jimmy.
Shout out everybody in the chat.
Appreciate
you guys as always. You know that.
Also, PFL news.
A big one. Big news. Well, unfortunately, when we had our last show, we were just informed that JJ Wilson against Gazi Robinov was called off due to a JJ Wilson injury. However, the PFL has come through with
huge signing. Kevin Lee,
who's in the semifinals of the PFL World Tournament.
Yeah, which is crazy. It feels like it's like almost like a surprise entrant into the tournament. It's like, oh my God, we didn't even know he was a possibility. And all of a sudden he's in it. And he's obviously someone that everyone knows from his time in the UFC or his time outside of the UFC, even after his UFC career. Eagle FC started GFL? Stringing together a couple wins. He could have been,
I think he was signed to the GFL.
Yeah,
but obviously that did not come to fruition. Oh, he came back to the UFC. Who stopped him in the first round?
Renat choked him out in like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
that being said,
he got submitted to sleep essentially instantly.
Really tough matchup for Kevin Lee.
And he came back and won after that. I forgot about that in Lights Out Championship. Immediately got a rear naked choke in Lights Out first round.
I've never heard of Lights Out Championship.
He fought
It's in Michigan.
Yeah, he fought.
Yeah.
Is that his
Thiago Oliveira?
Is that his nickname? Lights Out?
No, he's
he's the Phenom.
The Phenom. That's right. Motown Phenom. He's a Motown Phenom.
Is that Sean Merriman's organization?
Oh yeah, probably.
Lights Out.
Lights Out is.
Yeah.
Shout out Sean Merriman. I know he's
legends.
But yeah, Kevin Lee is in the PFL Very excited to see him. Really tough matchup. Probably one of the best fighters in the PFL right now, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
Rabinov.
Kevin Lee might be.
I think
If
personally
resume wise,
I personally think Rabinov is gonna just run through him. That's my honest opinion.
You are right. Like, I mean, Kevin Lee's best at his best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
I mean, him head
his
kicking
active
Gregor
self might
Gillespie
not
into another orbit.
at MSG. Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite knockouts ever. I think I drafted it in the knockout draft.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite. I mean, it's just one of the most violent.
Right in front of the commentary team.
I mean, the true, like, the thud of his leg hitting his head is so loud.
Yeah.
It's like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So that will be, I think that's later. I think that's the second semifinals, the 19th. I'm pretty sure because the first one's coming up June
20th.
20th.
Friday, June 20th, Wichita, Kansas.
So that, and then the first one, all the other semifinals have made it this far. Obviously, there could be some issues that come up later in fight camps, but for now, they're all looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. We're about what? So today's 2
Less
weeks
than a
from
month,
the
yeah.
today's
Yeah.
2 weeks from the first semifinal,
Mhm.
Which will be ESPN. It's late night, 11 p.m.
I love that though. I'm
On
always up late
Nashville.
anyway. I like having something to watch.
In Nashville. It should be fun. Will be great. But Kevin Lee will be the next week.
Yeah. So shout out PFL. Looking forward to the return.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get into this
Peter
weekend's
Yan
card.
will be fighting Marcus McGee at UFC Abu Dhabi
In August, though, it's the fight night one.
on July 26th.
Oh, July. I'm sorry. July.
Oh.
July.
So there
Is
was
that the main event?
Hope not.
They did not mention how many rounds.
I would imagine that's like a co-main event
Yeah,
type fight.
good
With
So isn't
co-main.
Evloev the main event? 5 rounds, right? That's in
Oh
Abu
yeah,
Dhabi.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, is it Abu
Yeah.
Dhabi?
Yeah,
I thought
then
that
yeah.
was. I didn't realize. I thought that was. Okay. That
I'm
makes
pretty sure
sense.
that's Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
No, that would make sense. That would make sense. I mean, that's a good for a fight night. That's two like.
I
great
think Marcus
fights.
McGee is older
He is.
than Peter Yan, which is
He,
great.
Yeah.
he is older. He definitely is.
That is a fascinating matchup.
Jan, I respect Jan. Just I
He wants
saw
to fight,
some
yeah.
comments. Yeah, he said like I just want to fight. Like he basically just said I'm not waiting for all this shit. Like give me a fight and then I'll fight after.
I mean, that's going to be I think a pretty easy matchup for Jan, but it's always great to see
I
him
think so
fight.
too.
We could see him. I mean, if Merab beats Sugar next weekend, I guess we could see. Merab said he wants to fight 2 more times this year. I think he said, which is
He did. He did.
after he says he wants to fight June 7th and then 2 more times. So he wants to fight in Mexico and then at the end of the year but obviously the Mexico thing may not be.
He had said he said middle
Yeah.
fight this card middle of the year and then either sneak one in like end of the year or like basically January of like 26.
Now that
Respect.
would lend to the belief that we could see Jan Merab too.
Absolutely.
Because
If Jan wins, I think almost regardless of what happens in the title fight, if Jan wins, I think he gets it. Like for example,
I think so too.
If Sugar wins,
Who doesn't want to see
you
that
think
fight
they do
again?
immediate trilogy, or you think they run Jan? Because I think that's
I think
the
they
better
run
fight.
Jan.
I think that's what they should. Do.
Yeah.
I think it's a more enticing.
you're right,
fight.
Jan's in a good spot no matter what.
In that
Especially
that
if it's
fight
a,
was
if it's
such a
dominant Sugar win.
that fight was such a banger.
Yeah. it
Like
was
we
so
love,
good.
like we can see the Merab trilogy down the road.
Yep.
But like I think that would just be the perfect storm of getting that fight now with a title on the line, a rematch. Like obviously the last time there was no belt on the
Have
line.
you seen the line for Sugar Merab?
Sugar's like plus
It's
like
crazy.
200, right? Like
Plus
250.
250. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to take him.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah.
I would.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I would take him for sure.
I mean, I get it, but also
I get it too. I
but
make
it's-
sense.
But it's like, I don't know, man. Sugar, like, I know that
still
fight.
think about that 5th round, like that body kick. I'm like,
Also, it's not even just that. I just think like the margins are a little bit closer than, like, I think that should be like I get an increase for Merab, but
I mean, Merab was a pretty big favorite the first time around.
yeah.
I thought Merab closed like minus 120.
Did it get that close? I thought he ended up
I'll check right now.
because I could have swore at one point Merab was minus like 200, like so even like after or even as like the challenger, I should say.
I'm trying to find it too.
He opened minus 198, closed minus 120.
Okay, that's
So you
Oh,
you
that's right.
your
I was
memory is right.
I was half right, but I was
But
I was wrong on the-
it came in, and I think that's it. It will be interesting to see what happens to that line throughout the week. because
Yeah.
we're very close.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot go. I have a wedding. I will be watching my phone at the wedding 100%.
Yeah. That was
This
me
is
at
not a wedding that I'm like, I got to be on the dance
I
floor.
was watching Robbie Lawler's retirement fight at Frankie Borelli's wedding. Just like, oh my God, he did it. He did it. All right, let's get into this weekend's card, which opens up with I don't know what to call this fight. It's an all-time meme fight almost. Two 0-2 girls in the UFC.
Yeah, it's
Low skill level, I would say
It's-
respectfully.
yeah, no, it is it's
Ryan
fascinating
Dos
fight.
Santos versus Elise Ardaline. Both of them 0-2 in the UFC. Dos Santos has a loss to Pooja Tomar on her record. The other one has a loss to Shauna Bannon on her record.
I mean, like
Pooja Tomar is like, that's, I was
nah, but Pooja Tomar's the GOAT. The fact they didn't call that fight,
disgusting.
Yeah.
She knocked her out.
she knocked her out.
Knocked
One
her
of
Now,
the
Dos Santos, who has a loss to Pooja Tomar and is 0-2, minus 265 in this fight. I don't know if I trust her to be minus 265. I think I'll put a little bit on Elise, however you say her first name.
I do not blame anybody taking a shot on Elise. I haven't really analyzed this fight enough to take a bet, but yeah, this is one that's it's a fascinating fight. I'll be there 6:45 p.m. Saturday.
We will be there no
I was
matter
gonna say
what.
this,
For
I
this
saw
fight.
and for in the chat. I was gonna just say this too. It might be one just like a fight doesn't go the distance. Under just have some like big plus action. Who knows?
Yeah, see what happens. Then we've got Bolajai Oki versus Michael Aswell in the featherweight or lightweight.
So this fight got booked yesterday.
Yeah,
Lightweight, I believe.
yeah.
Correct. I like Aswell.
Yeah, this
Just
fight
in general.
he had a really good fight on Dana White's Contender.
Great. I thought he won the fight. It was incredible. It was with the guy he just won, Baghdad Grad. Is it?
Yeah,
he just won recently too. He had a good showing.
He's a heavy underdog in this fight too.
As well, yeah. I don't know when I said like. I don't even know if I like him as like a betting guy. I just like him in general as a fighter. Super exciting, like pushes pace, cardio, like just volume striker.
So this is a fight that Aswell has been preparing for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
He has competed at the Performance Institute, and I don't know. I've been looking at that number and thinking, maybe I'm not the biggest Oki fan. Like he's not the big. Like he walks in there, he's intimidating. He's built like a statue.
He's a specimen. He's
a specimen, but he's like his output's not always the best. And Aswell's a guy who's going to bring the fight to him, as he did in that fight against. Now, Grad is a guy who's like he's fascinating. He's a guy who's always like he's just a fight. He's a fighter's fighter. He's just throwing punches, 300 punches a fight. But I think he'll do that to Oki. Oki's more talented, but plus 285 that's a big gap. So
yeah,
I definitely lean Aswell.
I also like obviously later in the fight too. It's Oki, like you're getting like the bigger, longer, like more freakish athlete guy. But yeah, as well, especially I would be really if this number got even just like a hair higher, but I think I would even still take it here probably.
Then we've got Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson. Gustafsson minus 166, Trevin Giles plus 140. Should this be? I don't know a ton. I don't remember a ton about Gustafsson.
He's a debut guy. I'm pretty sure.
He's debut.
Or no, he is. I know he is a debut guy.
That makes more sense. Trevin Giles, I just have no faith in.
But the only thing is,
didn't Giles take this last minute too? Like this wasn't the booked fight.
It was not. No, I like. It's short notice, and then also Gustafsson's not bad. He's a physical guy, but Giles, this guy's fought a lot of guys. I mean, he took a round off Carlos Prates. Officer Giles, he's talented, but he dies at points.
2-5 in his last 7.
Well,
like
he
that's
just seems
rough,
he just seems like he's always the guy. It feels like when they have a prospect they like, he's like their first fight.
Yeah.
Like he's like everyone's like even like you want to he was like DDP's like second fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
He was Prates' like first fight in the UFC. Like anyone who they see early and they like really like him, they're like, let's see if he can beat
Michael
Giles.
Morales.
And then and what happens like when they're legit like those three guys, like he gets slept.
Oh,
they all got knocked out.
Gustafsson will have the first ever tops debut.
Yeah, he will.
Patch.
Yes, correct. That's how I knew for a fact he was a debut guy.
Yeah.
Now Giles, I don't mind the dog shot. I would have liked a little bit more, plus 200. Gustafsson, this is like you guys said, a great spot to see what he's kind of made of, to see if he's borderline going to be a decent UFC fighter. But this is a big step down in competition for Giles. He's fought. I mean, look at the guys he's fought. You guys we were just listing them off.
Yeah.
Guys that are fighting for are going to be fighting for belts very soon.
Yeah.
Or very close to it. So I could see Giles being like, this is a levels game.
Then we've got Jordan Leavitt versus Kurt Hollabaugh. Jordan Leavitt, obviously former enemy of Paddy the Bad. Not really an enemy, former opponent.
Former victim
For sure. Jordan Leavitt is minus 230 here. Kurt Hollabaugh plus 190. That feels super wide to me. I
think Leavitt destroys him.
Do you really?
So I looked at it.
I don't have that much faith in him.
I do.
All right.
I think he's like Hollabaugh's 39. Leavitt's kind of young. He's actually low-key kind of physical. He's going to get in there, take him down. I think he also, I mean, Leavitt's had finishes in the UFC with his hands. Like, he's knocked guys out. I think he knocked out, Hernandez?
Knock guys out, or has it
by accident, sort of.
It was the slam.
He had the one
finish.
slam.
Yeah.
He did knock someone out recently with a punch, but it was kind of by accident.
Yeah, it was Victor Martinez.
Yeah,
Martinez. I think Leavitt's going to be physical in there. I like the under here, and that also allows you to I think I would prefer the under here than Leavitt as a whole. But I think he's just I think his upside's through the roof. He could even just take him down relentlessly.
Such a weird fighter, though. He's also I feel like
Leavitt's it's weird. Yeah, I
agree. Weird for sure. But in terms of I feel like you don't know what kind of Leavitt he's showing up as.
I think
I thought he fought weird in the Chase Hooper fight.
Now we haven't seen him in a bit because he had a really bad concussion. But he's kind of he looks like he's been training a lot. And then I would assume if you had the bad concussion, you've waited long enough and you've sparred enough to be okay, I'm back to normal.
He also rolled over and died in the Paddy fight.
Yeah, but Paddy's
Paddy's great. Not
Paddy.
I was
him. Paddy caught him in where he had the arm tucked, so he was
trying
to defend the rear naked choke with one arm.
I just remember the way he got up and walked away after he lost was so quick. It was almost all right, good, I got that over with.
I'm telling you, this is Jordan Leavitt. Jordan Leavitt is this is going to be a masterclass. Zesty Leavitt. Zesty Leavitt.
He's
not big Zesty. He's little Zesty.
No, little Zesty Leavitt for the victory. I'm telling you, inside the distance. This is Jordan Leavitt's legacy fight.
Hollabaugh I want to take Hollabaugh so bad. I don't even know if I'll bet Leavitt, but Hollabaugh just looks so shitty his last few fights. The one I went on him huge. Was it Trey Ogden? He looked horrible. He's had a few fights. He's just really bad. I think I agree with Jack that I think the age is catching up to him, and this might just be like a young man's game fight.
Then we've got Rafael Fiallo versus Alan Nascimento. Nascimento minus 148. Fiallo plus 124. I have no read on that, to be honest.
They feel like the same guy.
Yeah.
They're two guys that you definitely could get mixed up for each other.
Yeah.
They look even sort of similar. They're both Brazilian. They have similar fight styles.
You're right. You could switch their names, we wouldn't notice.
And just be so
you just
plug in
should
I
think
think Brazilian
on that?
Brazilian well-rounded jiu-jitsu, somewhat well-rounded,
decent on the feet,
very respectable, probably not top 15, but very both. I think very
good fighters.
I do like Nascimento a little bit better, but I mean, I think
fair. He's fought for.
Oh, he hasn't fought in 2 years.
Filo also.
It's been 2 years.
Filo also basically broke Makayev's leg.
Yeah.
Why is he?
He literally had it in the knee bar.
I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, he's had 4 canceled fights since then.
So that's what I'm looking at the line, and I think Nascimento, that's a good bet. But then I see all these canceled fights.
Damn,
2 years.
He tried to come back. So his last fight was Carlos Hernandez, beating Carlos Hernandez January 2023. Booked a fight for June 2023 with Tim Elliott, canceled. December 2023 with Sumaradi, canceled. Booked this fight for August of last year, canceled. Then it was against Almabayev for March of this year, canceled.
Damn.
So he had 4 different opponents, 4 canceled fights. That's crazy.
I kind of like Nascimento. I haven't laid the juice yet.
I trust. If it was even, I would take him easily. I trust him more. More UFC experience. Fought overall better guys. I know, like you said,
100%.
Filos fought Makayev, and that's obviously fought It's probably better than anyone Nascimento's fought, but Nascimento's fought better like overall.
And Makayev really dominated that fight outside of the.
Filo had a couple. He's slick. Like he got him. Even obviously the one like the infamous like knee bar, but he had a couple in there that he got close.
Then we've got Dusko Todorovic versus Zach Reese. Should be a pretty good fight. Also, Zach Reese minus 230. That might feel a bit wide to me.
Zach Reese is one of those guys where like I don't think he's good, but I think he'll be in the UFC like for a really long time because he's kill or be killed.
Yeah,
and I think one of his last couple went to decision, but he is a very much like
the Julian
or
Marquez
2 fights
type
ago.
fight
Yeah,
where
I mean Marquez, he just went and knocked him out and like
immediately.
Yeah. That like, he got head slammed by Cody Brundage and knocked out.
Yep.
He's very just like then he got knocked out by Bakay.
He came in as undefeated, like he won the contender series. He's from Texas, I think.
Yeah, even his contender series fight, it was Dylan Budka, I remember, and Budka kind of like took him down, but then he like he got him in an arm bar. Like really, it was like a minute into the fight. Like,
he's 2-2 right now in the UFC. Yeah.
But Todorovic is so like where he just like dies, like he gets knocked out constantly.
Yeah, I think the under 1.5 minus 180 may be value.
No, I think this is what if it got out of the first round, I'd be almost like surprised.
These two guys,
I think someone's getting knocked out in the first.
These two guys fight, and these two guys die. Now, sometimes that equals like a weird decision, but I was looking at Dusko, but I was like, I don't know. I think Zach's a little bit younger. I've never been high on either of them. I think I took Zach Reese in his last fight. He did not fight well, but this is a banger of a fight. Like this is going to be fun.
Yeah,
which is good.
A perfect fight to kick off a main card.
Yeah,
like someone's gonna die.
Before we go to the next,
yeah, we got to tell everyone about New Amsterdam Vodka.
Look at that new bottle.
It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a cool blue vibe on it. Let me throw on the little. I think we got a little New Amsterdam banner in here. There it is. Find your wins with New Amsterdam Vodka. It's even got the new logo on there.
Yes, sir.
I like that. It's looking good. This episode is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. It's the official vodka of Barstool Sports. It's also the official vodka of the UFC. And in our opinion, it is a champion vodka. You match it up against any other vodka, and it's a knockout. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view or the fights this weekend at your favorite bar or hanging out at home listening to us talk about the fights, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam Vodka. Yeah, maybe at the wedding. You could put together the fruit punch drink. With a little fruit punch, a little New Amsterdam vodka. It's the Spinnin Backfist.
We should probably get that approved before we continue. Actually, you know what? We'd rather ask for forgiveness,
that, right?
We'd rather ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Yeah, we've been doing it on my mom's basement too. Clem's coming up with different drinks every week.
Okay, we like that.
You know,
if Clem's doing it,
mixology stuff.
I like that.
Shout out New Amsterdam. It's the smoothest vodka. It's the best vodka. It's the official vodka of Barstool Sports and Spinnin Backfist. All right, the next fight on the card: Caitlin Vieira versus Macy Chiasson.
Okay, so this is one where I want
almost to pick them.
I want to bet Macy.
She's the slight favorite, minus 120.
Macy is so annoying, but also Macy is built maybe she doesn't have like a lot of athleticism. Obviously she does. She's in the UFC, but she's built perfectly to be a fighter.
Pause.
But she's 5'11". She's 5'11". I don't have to say pause for a moment.
Yeah. No.
What?
No, because you said as a fighter, the pause was unnecessary, but I threw it in there anyway.
Oh yeah. Macy is built she's 5'11", long arms.
Yeah.
She's physical. But there's always something missing, I feel like. It's just like sometimes you don't know what you're going to get in there.
This was also rebooked. They tried to book this fight in February.
Maybe it's just the Karen haircut that's throwing me off. But I wanted to pull the trigger on Macy minus 110 earlier in the week. She's minus 120 now. I just couldn't do it.
I like Macy. I think she gets it done.
I'm probably staying away completely. Dustin Jacoby, friend of the program, versus Bruno Lopez. Dustin Jacoby minus 198. Bruno Lopez plus 164. I like Dustin here. Is there a line on knockout yet?
Yeah, I'll get it for you right now. Dustin Jacoby by knockout is plus 165. I bet Dustin minus 185 earlier in the week. I think huge step down in competition for him. He's been in there with some really good fighters. I'm not a big Bruno Lopez fan.
I like that plus 165 by knockout.
I think he may even get that knockout. And I think this is a good spot for Dustin.
I love Jacoby here. I don't understand the matchmaking for Jacoby here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand he's coming off some like really good performances and you're getting like Bruno Lopez. Like, I don't understand how, especially it was on a live crowd. Like, the Petrino knockout was like one of the better knockouts of like the year.
Yeah.
I guess
like, I don't understand it.
Maybe it's Dustin saying like, hey, I need some money.
I think they don't. Well, I think
not to say
like,
that he needs
like just
money,
give me a
more,
fight.
Like, he wants
Yeah.
Well,
money.
I heard him. He talked about recently, like he was annoyed, like being at the Apex.
Okay.
I think he was I think he expected a bigger fight, coming off like a knockout of the night over like a top 15 guy. Like,
all right.
I think if I'm Jacoby, I'm speaking almost like his like management here. He's won like 3 fights over like top 15 guys, and every time he does it, he never gets like that next fight up.
Yeah.
Like he always has to fight like out of the rankings.
And
I feel like it's about time. Like especially if he like runs through Lopez, give my guy a real top 15.
Is his
guy.
last fight against our last loss against Azamat?
No, Dom Reyes. He got knocked out by Dom Reyes.
But I mean, like, those are two guys.
But that's what I'm saying. It was like the one time I guess he did, but even that Reyes, that was kind of like Reyes' climb into the top.
That's what I'm saying. Those two guys are at the top now.
He didn't really get like his last loss was to a guy who's like probably one away from like a title shot.
Azamat hasn't lost the UFC, I don't think.
He hasn't.
And then obviously Dominic Reyes.
Azamat was supposed to fight Johnny Walker next week's card.
But he's fighting another guy. Now.
Who did they replace him
I
with?
forgot, but I already bet Azamat on the
Ribeiro. Brett Ribeiro.
He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I love Azamat. Now I really like,
and I like Ribeiro as a dog, just like in general. He's had some good performances, dog. But yeah, I think Jacoby wins this fight like fairly easily. I just think he's such a better striker than Bruno Lopez.
And he's faster and he's level of competition.
It's hard. Like I think he's just better, like ever. Like he's just a better fighter, period.
Yeah. The next fight, I think both of these guys were supposed to fight other people on this card originally. Billy Ray Goff versus Brahimaj.
Yeah.
Billy Ray Goff minus 360, Brahimaj plus 285. Does that tempt you at all, the plus 285? I think Billy Ray Goff's probably going to win this fight.
I like Billy Ray Goff a lot. He's an exciting fighter, fun fighter. I thought this number is bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
When you just told me, I thought he'd be minus like 200, like kind of thing. Because I think Brahimaj is actually like decent, but
he was supposed to fight Oban Elliott on this fight.
Yeah. And he was supposed to fight Ko, and then now they're fighting each other in Baku. Goff. I mean, I don't know.
I'm interested in a late Goff finish, but the line's plus 450, plus 650, round 2, round 3. That may not be juicy enough for me, but I think Goff finds a finish here, but I'm not betting him minus 350 on short notice. Brahimaj is not bad. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
He's a solid fighter, like almost plus 300 on plus like 280.
Yeah. Then Ludovic Klein versus Gamrot in the co-main event. Good co-main event. Gamrot minus 162. Klein plus 136. I like Gamrot there.
I bet Gamrot already. The line's come down a little bit, so I've got I got him at minus 175. What's he right now? Minus 166?
162.
162. So
get a finish here?
Yeah, I think he's gonna get the takedown.
Choke?
I think he's just gonna like
plus 900 submission.
He's pulled Kamaras and stuff like that.
I could see him getting it. Has Klein been submitted in the UFC?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously we could see the situation where Gamrot kind of like finds a way to get hurt and like Klein gets the finish, but I just really like Gamrot here. I think he should be closer to minus 200, minus 250.
You know who submitted Klein? The only man to submit Klein in the UFC?
Jordan Levitt.
Nate the Train.
Oh, yeah.
Nate the Train Landwehr with an anaconda choke, too.
Legend.
In 2021.
I need Nate the Train back.
Me too.
I know. He has been submitted, looks like twice in his career, but the only one in the UFC was
This is Gamrot Klein's a great fight, but I really like Gamrot here. As I said, I line this like minus 215.
If this Gamrot, like you need a finish in this one. That's no disrespect to Klein. It's more just like you've been like, I mean, he was a backup for like a title fight, like in October. I mean, he's been right there, and obviously he lost a split to Dan Hooker. I feel like he's always got splits. Like he had the really close fight to Jalen Turner. He won that people were like kind of iffy on. Hooker fight, people were iffy in his favor on. Then I mean Sarukian was a split too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I feel like every fight he's in is just like razor thin.
Yeah.
It's because he gets hit on the feet. Oh, even RDA, he got clipped early and against RDA. Like he almost got knocked out by old RDA. That's what scares me about this. And I think that's why the line is what it is. Because he's kind of chinny. Like he gets hit early and he goes down. But he has to its credit, he has like got hurt in all those and hung in there.
Yeah. Then the main event, Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. Pretty wide line. Erin Blanchfield minus 238, Macy Barber plus 195. I think Blanchfield definitely wins this fight. She's plus 380 by submission. I might take a stab at that.
All over Macy here.
Oh, really?
I like Barber too.
You like Barber in this fight?
I think
This line is too. I think this line should be like a pick 'em.
This is.
I think her being plus like what is it, 195 or whatever.
I bet her plus 205
Yeah.
around the week. I think I'm gonna bet her again.
Great bet. Plus
This-
100 is a great bet.
This is.
Macy Barber's a very good fighter, but like she's also the kind of fighter
But
that
if
like
Aaron can't
Roxanne
get
Modafferi.
if Aaron can't get the takedowns here, like what's this?
I think Mano exposed her a little bit. Like if she get the takedown, she's got nothing.
And also, it's not like
She's
Macy's
absolutely
a fish on the mat.
No, she's not.
I think Macy can get up, and also we've seen Macy like get dominated and then find something deep within her and find finishes. I think there's like a huge upside for her.
I do too. I agree.
Interesting.
And she,
I feel like I'd be
goes
shocked
for the
if she
kill.
won this fight.
I think she could take the soul of Erin Blanchfield.
Really?
Yeah.
And I respect Blanchfield. Like she's tough. Like she doesn't quit.
Yeah.
But again, if she can't get takedowns consistently, I don't know what she's gonna do. I know she's gonna get beat up.
Macy hits hard, man.
If she can't get takedowns, she's gonna get beat up.
And then also, if Macy gets on top, I think Erin is going to be like in a really tough position because I think Macy has some of the best ground and pound in women's MMA. And I think Macy just looks like she's really aging very well. We think of her as kind of like this, like, not to say she was chubby at any point, but like she was young. Like she's developed physically very, very well, I can tell. From like her 2019 self when she lost to Roxanne Modafferi, tore ACL to now.
Shout out my
like,
twin.
Yes, the GOAT.
What up, twin?
Who was not at UFC. She was not at UFC 313. What was
She was not there. She
couldn't afford it.
not only was she not there, she didn't even buy the pay per view.
No, she couldn't afford to buy it.
Yeah.
She couldn't afford to even buy
Very
it, let alone
unfortunate.
go.
Yeah.
Macy, I just see it. And I think it's going to be bloody. And I think even if she loses a round or two, I think she doesn't quit. This is going to be. I'm excited for this fight.
Yeah, I think it should be a good fight, but I think I would be shocked if Macy Barber won the fight. Maybe I will be shocked on Saturday night.
I'll say if Blanchfield like dominates her, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Listen, if she won I wouldn't, but I don't know. I just think this line is like if you're gonna give me plus,
I think
anything over like 150 on Macy Barber, I think is like just a good bet. I just think this fight should be.
I'm gonna take Blanchfield submission plus 380 when I go home.
If she chokes out Macy Barber, God bless her.
Yeah. All right. That was the Spinnin' Backfist MMA show. That was the card for this weekend, and we will talk to you next week.